Your actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the Elusive Target Arcade. And today's arcade, the Genera. This is a 3-level escalation Elusive Target Arcade, and we will be starting off in Santa Fortuna. So here we have our one elusive target, and we have one stipulation that we don't get recorded by a camera. So for today's challenge, the only items we will require to be bringing with us will be some lethal poison and some coins. As always, I'll be bringing my silenced pistol. So with that said, let's catch up with our elusive target, shall we?
Good morning, 47. Your target is Vicente Murillo, a fascist militia leader thought to have disappeared. A prominent figure in the 1980s war against communism, we have intel that he has returned to continue his old mission of creating a new world order in South America, starting in Colombia. Intel provided by our client tells us that he is a narcissist, a pathological liar, and very paranoid, with a drinking habit. If he is to fulfill his dream of starting a fascist uprising, he could let the world know that our client has supported him back in the 80s. Our client needs their past mistakes resolved. Times have changed, so good luck, 47.
So, right from the start and off the bat, our elusive target will spawn in one of 3 locations. The first of which would be this house right here. Now if he isn't here when you start, just restart and head back to the house again and repeat until he is in attendance, and you can tell that he's there because there will be a load of extra bodies. There you go. So he's the guy sitting down at the moment at the back of the room. So we're going to make our way around to the back of the building here. I'll have that brick just in case. We're going to duck in through the window and turn off the radio, and that will attract the attention of the worker on the floor above, and he will come down to investigate, and when he does we can render him unconscious. So we need him out of the way basically, because he is where we need to be, briefly. So he should be entering into the room any moment now. And when he does, there he is. We're going to let him turn the radio back on before we turn him off. Yep, so radio on, worker asleep. There we go. It must have been a lullaby it was playing. So with the worker now out of the way, we can make our way upstairs. And we're going to stop about halfway up the stairs. We're going to select our coins. And we're just waiting for our target to make his way out onto the balcony. So he's just in the center of the screen there. He's just having a glass of wine, and he will then move out onto the balcony, and the guard who is on the balcony just to the right, or just to the right of us, will move closer this way. And when he does, we can then throw a coin against the far wall there. There we go. That will get his attention, and when he comes around to investigate, we can then render him unconscious and take his outfit, and his outfit will get us into the next part of the building. So when he comes around to investigate, just sneak up behind him, render him unconscious. We're going to drag him right back in the corner here and take his outfit. So from here we're going to make our way next door. I'm going to take his gun as well, that might come in handy. We're going to go back down to the ground floor and in through the front instead of just across the balcony, because we need to be at these stairs here. And when we get up these stairs, I'm going to select my coins again. We're going to basically throw a coin into the corner of the room. Now there is one enforcer up here we're going to have to be aware of, he will turn his back when our target leaves, and he will have his back to us. But the guard at the top of the stairs will be a problem, so we're going to distract him with a coin, and then we can go and poison the wine glass that is in the center of the room where our target is just taking a sip from as we speak. So once he's finished his glass of wine, he will go back out onto the balcony. The enforcer, you can just about see, will turn around, and we can then drop a coin behind the guard just at the top of the stairs, throw another coin into the corner of the room, and he will go to investigate. We're just going to have to wait for his enforcer friend to turn back around. Make sure you go around the back of the camera, as the video camera works as a security camera and we must not be seen by cameras. So make sure you go around the back of the camera there before poisoning the glass, and eventually our target will return and he will start to do his little broadcast, which thankfully for us gets cut short, and he will then make his way back to the wine glass and sample our new and improved recipe red wine. So he's making his way back over now, and he is not going to like what he tastes.
The money is being transferred now, 47. Now to find an exit.
So that's our first elusive target in this arcade dealt with. We're going to make our way to the bus stop exit via the back route here, around the backs of the buildings to avoid any enforcers. So, Santa Fortuna target taken care of. And next up we move on to the Isle of Scale. So moving on to level 2, and as I mentioned we are on the Isle of Scale, and this is a slightly trickier level than the last. So for this one we have, as usual, our one elusive target, and again we cannot be recorded by cameras, and we have the additional additive of retrieving her notebook. So for this challenge we will be starting at the chapel, and we will be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick, some coins and a silenced pistol. So with that said, let's get reacquainted with our elusive target.
Good evening, 47. Your target is Miranda Jameson, famous art appraiser and director at the Gawker Institute in Barcelona. Mrs. Jameson is one of the key drivers of the extensive price fixing that takes place in the art world. Her callous approach to the fine arts business has destroyed countless galleries and resulted in the suicides of several artists ruined by her actions. 2 weeks ago, Jameson hired a gang of thieves to steal a valuable painting from a former client. Jameson aims to impress adventurer Blake Nathaniel with the stolen artwork. But the owner has discovered her involvement and hired the ICA to retire her and retrieve her personal notebook. The client wants Jameson eliminated before the artwork is revealed, so time is of the essence. Good luck, 47.
So, right from the start and off the bat, we want to leave our nice little vantage point here and make our way down the stairs to the chapel area. There would normally be 2 guards here, but they're not here today. So we're going to select our coins and we're going to lure out one of the guards in the next room and take their outfit. This isn't strictly necessary, but it is the safer option. We only need to make it through the next room and out the window, but it can be tricky as there are a number of guards in this room. So once we have our coin trap set up with a couple of coins, we're going to lockpick our way through the door and move away quickly and throw our final coin on the floor there. And we want to stay on this side of the door, so when the guard who we've distracted, comes in to investigate, the door will hide us from his view. So here he comes now. We're going to let him make his way into the room a little bit. So he's just spotted one of the other coins. We're going to close the door, render him unconscious, and we're going to drag him away from the door and take his outfit. Now, like I said, this isn't strictly necessary. If you feel brave, you can just lockpick your way straight through the door and make it past the guards in the room, of which there are a couple, and then straight out the window to where the helipad is, but the helicopter is no more. So just outside the window, we're going to find a generator on the shipping crates, which we're going to turn off and then on again before hiding in the crate behind us. And the generator will attract the attention of one of the custodian workers, one of the warehouse workers, and when he comes to investigate, we can then exit our crate, render him unconscious, and hide him in the crate we were hiding in, and take his outfit. His is the outfit we require. So if you didn't want to get the guard's outfit, you can make your way straight out here and get the custodian's outfit instead. And then from here, we're going to make our way towards the castle, and just by this crate here, if we duck down and get right in the corner, just opposite us is an oil tank. If we pull out our silenced pistol and shoot the valve of the oil tank, that will take care of our target, who will come along shortly and have a cigarette right next to it. In the meantime, we're going to make our way into the chapel once again. This is the room next to the room where we've just passed through, and we're just waiting for the enforcer lady you can see there to move away from the table she's at. That's where we need to be, that's where the notebook is. But she's going to make her way to the middle of the room now and start a conversation with her friend there. But when that ends, everybody will have their backs to us and we can take the notebook and maybe make it back in time to see the kill.
The notebook secured. Job done, 47. Head for an exit and I'll wire the money as per usual.
So we didn't quite make it back out of the window in time to see our target get blown up, but never mind. We're going to make our way across the helipad area and into the warehouse, and we're going to make our way down into the warehouse exit. So we're just going to lockpick the door over on the left, make our way inside. Just be aware of the one patrolling enforcer. There are also 2 cameras in this room we need to avoid. One's very easy, one can be slightly tricky. So we're just going to follow the enforcer around the room. Every time he stops, we'll stop. And where he is now is where we want to be. So when he moves away, we can then make our way to the ladder. Just avoid that camera there, and we are good to go. And we can move on to level 3 in New Zealand. So here we are, finally level 3 of the Genera Elusive Target Arcade, and as mentioned, we are now in New Zealand for one of the quickest and easiest elusive targets going. So we have 1 target available to us, and again we cannot be seen by cameras, which will not be a problem. This one is real quick and easy. Quite a lot of fun. So for this challenge, we will be starting at the beach, and we will be bringing with us a sniping rifle in a briefcase, silenced for preference. I'm also bringing my silenced pistol. So with that said, let's get reacquainted with our elusive target.
Good evening, 47. Your target is Dame Barbara Elizabeth Keating, a New Zealand tycoon and the former Minister of Trade and Foreign Affairs. She was forced to resign from her position when a charity she represented was accused of funneling donations towards the Dame's own offshore portfolio. Dame Barbara drew on contacts in the tabloids to shift the blame onto the charity's director, Jacqueline Vicker, destroying her reputation and ensuring that Vickers' death shortly thereafter was perceived as a suicide. Dame Barbara is now embarking on a PR tour to restore her standing, and we believe she's working with a body double in order to protect herself at public events. Needless to say, the contract only applies to the real Dame Barbara. Good luck, 47.
So, right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way around to the rear of the house. We're going to use all of the tall grass for cover, as there are guards just about everywhere. Although there is less difficult getting out of here than it is in the main level. So we're just going to give everybody a nice wide berth, try and stick to the cover as much as possible. And eventually we will get to the rear corner of the property, which is around about here somewhere in this big patch of grass here. So in here we're going to take out our silenced pistol, and eventually our target will come and stand over on this balcony over here next to this gas lamp over here. So we're going to take one shot at the gas lamp and replace our sniping rifle, and mission is accomplished. So our target has a doppelganger. They are pretty much identical, but the only thing I've noticed different about them is one smokes and one does not. And obviously our target is the one that smokes. So that is our target there, and momentarily when she's finished up in the living room there, she is going to go for a cigarette break out on the balcony that we can see ahead of us, and she's going to make a quick phone call or play with her phone briefly, and then she will go and stand by the gas lamp and have a fatal cigarette, or death by nicotine if you will. So she's out on the balcony now, she's just playing with her phone. La la la, updating Facebook, there we go, hashtag lovely. So time for a cigarette.
Target eliminated. Well done, 47. The client is transferring a very charitable donation as we speak. Now, time to make your exit.
So that's our third elusive target taken care of, and I have to say that was the easiest one I've dealt with so far. So all we have to do now is make good our escape. We're going to go for the easiest exit, which is our boat on the beach. There are a lot less guards patrolling the beach area and the dunes area, so you can pretty much make a beeline straight for your boat. Just be aware that there are still guards running around and somewhat panicky, so if you have tall grass available, use it. And once we're down on the seafront here, we can just stand up and make the rest of the way to our boat. So there we go, that is the Genera Elusive Target Arcade. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.